So good morning, good evening, good afternoon. Welcome back to Canon 4 TV on a Friday, mind you. And it is not the Easy Talk, although you might think, well, if it's Friday, it's Canon 4 TV, it must be the Easy Talk. No, it's not. It's the Friday catch-up. That's what it is. The Friday catch-up. Get it? Catch-up. Anyway, Ralph, how's you been, geezer? How are you?
Yeah, like I was saying to you earlier, just in the middle of like moving some stuff around. It's funny because both of us seem to be like hard at it. You're in the garden, and I'm moving boxes. So what's going on? There seems to be some kind of like synchronicity there.
Yeah, tell me about it, man. I just don't. Do you know, I'm on half-term break. I just don't feel like I've had a break. It's just been relentless.
Yeah.
Although I know I was away for a couple of days with the missus, and then we came back. It's been like getting up early in the morning still to take my wife to work, coming back, working in the garden, having some snack to eat, then literally going back to collect the missus from work. So I don't feel like I've had a proper break. But anyway.
Don't worry, you got what's it? August is the next one, isn't it? So you might catch up on that one.
Yeah. Well, August. Well, more like July because we're going away in July.
Yeah, July.
Yeah. But yeah. But anyway. I'm just quickly need to do this. Sorry, Ralph.
That's all right.
Put this one here. Is that one? That one? I can't do that one.
You can't do that one.
Do this one. I can't do that one. Oh my goodness. Anyway,
what can you do?
There's not much, man. There's not much. Yeah. Anyway. There you go. Just letting everyone know that we are live. So just kind of catch up on some news segments of the day, and of course I'll ask Ralph for his opinion. And I think first up we'll talk about this is something that Ralph has been going on about for the last week or so, Ralph.
Yeah.
Romelu Lukaku, Ralph. Let everyone know your thoughts about Romelu Lukaku.
Well, pretty much, I'm basing this train of thought from El Tel, if I have to be honest, because El Tel said that how many seasons ago, he said what we need a big time striker, someone who can hold the ball, someone who's Premiership, experienced, and he's got a good thing about him. And so we had the Bamiyangs, we had the Lacazettes. If we have to go further back, we had the Alexis Sanchez as well. If you look at them, there have been good strikers, but there's always something missing with Aubameyang. It's just inconsistency a little bit towards the end, of course. Alexis, he got his head turned, and Lacazette was always like almost on the peripheral. He was always kind of almost there. And I looked at Romelu Lukaku. I mean, he played for Chelsea. Okay, he's got quite a resume when you think about it. But he's out in Inter at the moment, and he is what you class as the big guy up front. Is somebody that I can see that I don't like going after players who played for other teams before us, and after some of the massive wage bills that we have paid for players who haven't turned up or partially turned up, and then they're injured, and we end up selling them onwards. I just get the feeling that Romelu Lukaku can still come in and do a job for us. And when you think about it, when he's playing for Belgium, Thierry Henry was coaching the Belgian team as well. So he is in the ear of Romelu Lukaku, and I think that kind of insight to the way that potentially, if we was to get him, I'm not sure what the transfer deal would be. I'm sure that someone I've mentioned when I last mentioned it, he may be on the free. If he's on the free, then what have we got to lose? And also, it gives us an extra foil, because can you imagine if we play Romelu Lukaku with Martinelli? Romelu Lukaku will keep up with him all day long. if we play Jesus with Romelu Lukaku, Jesus, again with always running, he'll be able to put the ball in where Romelu Lukaku can get to it.
Hmm.
So we've got like I say potentially at this moment we've got Edin Nketiah, we've got Martinelli, and we've got Jesus. And I have to say that if I was a defender, I would the only person that I would be slightly apprehensive it would be Martinelli, because once he has that burst of speed, it's very hard to keep up. You have to be maybe two or three passes ahead of him to try and slow him down. But with Romelu Lukaku, I don't mind. I didn't mind playing against big strikers, but what you find is that when you're marking, you have to be quick, or you have to be there first. But if they're there first, they're quite easy. They are quite easy to foul you, or it's quite easy for you to foul them in the dangerous areas, is where you don't want it.
Yeah.
You don't want to go in places where you're putting your team at disadvantage.
Well,
So
so let me just cut in there, Ralph. So Ralph has been talking about Romelu Lukaku over the best part of maybe 9 days, a week and a half actually. And I did joke with Ralph before we went live that maybe it seems like these big platforms do listen to Canal 4 TV after all. And it just so happens that Darren Bent has kind of chipped in with his thoughts about Romelu Lukaku, and he believes that Romelu Lukaku would be a better striker than Gabriel Jesus. And in his own words, he's talking at another radio station, another station, and he said that Romelu Lukaku would score more goals, leading Arsenal's line than first choice Gabriel Jesus. He said that many points throughout the season, he's felt very frustrated with Gabriel Jesus, because you see the ball, flashing across the goal, and where's Gabriel Jesus? He's on the edge of the box. But with Romelu Lukaku, you be sure that he would be in the area to tap in or to smash the ball into the goal. He's also said as well, Ralph, that it's not about selling Gabriel Jesus. He said he will still keep Gabriel Jesus, but Lukaku would start.
yeah,
He would start in the first 11.
yeah.
So yeah. These guys watch Canal 4 TV, Ralph, man. Just to stop you, because you were asking about the situation with Lukaku. He is out on loan to Inter. That he's preparing himself to play in the Champions League final against Man City, as we know. But he is on loan, and you've got to remember as well. I think Chelsea bought him for £97 million, Ralph. So I don't think he'll be going back to Chelsea. I think they're going to probably cut their ties. But is there an opportunity for Arsenal to get in there and sign Romelu Lukaku, who was experienced? He played for Chelsea, not Chelsea. He played for Chelsea, played for Everton, played for Man United, went back to Chelsea, and has been loaned out. So he's vastly more experienced, I would say, than a Gabriel Jesus. So yeah,
The thing
Ralph,
is, that he gets chances. I think if you're going to look at a ratio, if he has like 5 chances, he's going to at least bag 2, potentially a hat trick as well. And what better foil to have against that Haaland as well? Could you imagine, us playing against Man City, and it'll be just which defense can hold up the best, really. I reckon like a Romelu Lukaku is the kind of like type of player that we need. Whether we can get him or not, of course, there's always going to be that kind of scenario. But
yeah.
I would fancy. Could you imagine Romelu Lukaku on the bench after you've been pummeled by Martinelli and maybe Jesus, and you think, you know what, I take Jesus off, put Romelu Lukaku on second half, because maybe it's like 1-1, or you're looking for a goal. When you're a defender and you've defended as hard as you can against a very pacey forward, all of a sudden you've got a big man up front, and you have to think about not only trying to out jump, but trying to hold him up. And that's his best play. His best play is terrifying defenders. His best play is laying the ball off for someone or coming into the box late
Well, he would
as
provide
well.
something different. He would provide, something
Yeah,
different for us.
yeah,
You know what I mean? But yeah, I think we haven't done a poll in regards to those two striker positions there. But I would definitely take a Romelu Lukaku. But again, if we talk about the money, I don't want to even talk about his age. I think he's probably 28, 29 now.
yeah.
But don't quote me on that. But I would take Romelu Lukaku. I would. I would.
I think he would relish the idea that he would, like I said earlier, he would be talking to Thierry Henry, and Thierry Henry would be saying, well, you know what? If you're gonna go there, then you're pretty much gonna have to be the guy as well, because Jesus is meant to be the guy. I would be happier playing against Jesus than I would be playing against Martinelli or Lukaku,
Mm.
because with Jesus, all you got to do is just frustrate him. You can see what happened in the last 3 matches, four
I said
matches of the
that.
season.
I've been saying that.
All you got to do
Yeah.
is to and we can talk about referees later in the segment, but the referees just think, no, you know what, you're the big guy at this club, and you're begging for everything rather than putting the ball in the back of the net. The best strikers, what they do, they brush those kind of challenges off, and they're answered by putting the ball in the back of the net. And I think that's where Jesus needs to get to. So to have that kind of competition, where between I say three of them. I'm sorry if I'm excluding Eddie Nketiah out of this, but as a potential threat, to have Martinelli, Jesus, and Romelu Lukaku, to me that's more of a listen, defenders. We've really got to be on it today because of any of those three. If you're looking back to what we did this season, gone now, Eddie Nketiah came in and he did his bit. Like I said before, he kind of faded. He wasn't that go threat, and Martinelli, unfortunately, he faded for injury. So Romelu Lukaku to me sounds a really good idea. Who else is out there? I don't know. I need to do more research, I think.
But Ralph, was us scoring goals? Was that our major problem this season, or was it the defense, or was it a combination of both?
We can score goals, but if you look at Notts Forest game, for example, we didn't show up, and that was at home. I'm sure there's my mind's pretty much like erased bits of the matches this season already, but I don't think goal scoring was a problem. But what frustrated me was in the build up to being a go threat. It took us a long time to score a goal, or to when we concede one, to get back into the game, to hit back quickly. There may be one or two matches that we did do that, but yeah, I think if if I'm going to go into it deeper, then you got to be good defensively. You can't be shipping goals equal to the amount of we let in when we was playing away than we did at home. I think we let more goals in at home than we did away.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
So that says that you know defensively that there's something there. We had the inconsistencies, of course, with Saliba not being there. Um, but even with Saliba, we gifted one or two goals.
yeah.
Gabriel gifted the goal. Saliba gifted the goal. Ramsdale gifted the goal. So the defensive back line has to have a look at themselves, really.
Mm.
Um, and again, maybe in the transfer market, we like I said, we do need someone that can step in when either Gabriel or Saliba goes injured.
Well, it's funny that you should mention Saliba, Ralph, because I do want to talk about William Saliba. Or I've been talking about him for the last 2 days. Wage demands, Ralph. Wage demands. It appears as though his wage demands, have surprised and shocked the hierarchy at Arsenal. And he's currently on £40,000 a week. this makes him one of the lowest earners amongst or the first teamers anyway, at least. They are looking to maybe double or maybe triple his wages, which should take him to £120,000 a week. But no, he wants more than that, Ralph. So we don't know what he's actually demanding, but he doesn't want £120,000 a week. He wants a lot more than that. Now, I kind of gave the story about myself, where I work for an agency. I negotiate my own rate of pay, and it just happens to be because I'm vast experienced in what I do. And if you want my services, you have to pay what I believe I'm worth. Now, in regards to William Saliba, Ralph, do you think he is being greedy by not just agreeing to accept £120,000 a week? No, he wants a lot more than that. Is he being too greedy, or is he right to say no? If you value me, if you say you want me long term, if you're saying after all that time since 2019, you loaned me out 3 times, and now you eventually gave me the platform so I can demonstrate my skill set, and you want me, you've got to pay the monies. So is he being greedy, Ralph? Is he being disingenuous, or is he just like, you got to pay the money. You got to pay me the money if you want me long term. Is he being too greedy, Ralph?
Sounds a bit like Jerry Maguire there.
Show me the money.
And another thing, I think maybe we have to start looking at your contract for Canal TV.
What, you going to sack me?
I'm start renegotiating. Who's your agent?
My wife.
Oh, geez. No, you know what? I think with everything that's gone on with Saliba as well, I think that he's proved himself. I think he's proved himself. So pay him the money. We're not short. You know what I mean? So pay him the money, because we don't. I mean, we're going into his last year of his contract, aren't we?
Yes. Yeah, that's a good point, actually.
Right.
Yeah.
So pay him the money, because the last thing that we want, and we've seen it time and time again, is when the contract starts rolling in, and then you want to start getting all his vultures, rivals, coming in and enticing him. And like I said before, we've seen it before, Alex. We've let good defenders go because we were not unable. We didn't want to. We didn't want to pay him top dollar. So pay the man, pay him. He's shown, in a sense, him not being there for those key games has shown, where we were. You know what I mean? So pay him the money. He's a young man. He's got, you want to tie him to maybe another, let's say, 4 years, 3 or 4 years, on a contract. Pay him the money. Show him that you do value his time because of what he's done for us so far, and some of the goals he's scored as well. There's more to come. So pay him the money.
Yeah.
Pay him the money.
Right. Do you think there's an upper limit that Arsenal should not go beyond? If he comes up with an outrageous wage demand, do you think actually that Arsenal can afford to walk away from a player like William Saliba's caliber?
Well, you said it yourself. Like everyone's got their price.
Yeah.
And I'm sure those who hold the coffers at the Emirates are saying, all right, he's asking for this. We'll probably just take it a bit further. But if it goes to the point where it's ridiculous, then we'll sell him, because he will, we'll make money. And you have to be that ruthless as well. If his demands is, I don't know, say maybe even 300. If he was asking for 300, I'll be saying, well, you got to start scoring as well. Then you cannot be leaking goals. You cannot be gifting goals. You got to be scoring as well. Before I even consider giving you 300. So but no, pay him what he wants, because he does deserve it. but there's got to be a sweet spot where it's like, okay, listen, if you're going to ask for this, then show me what you can do for the season to come, and we can give you bonuses. We can give you, we can top up a little bit, but of course there's got to be conditions. There's got to be conditions to that. If he's just saying, "No, I want that because this defender in Man City can get it," then well, you just say your counter argument would be, well, they've won something. So show me that you can take us to win something. And this is the thing again that we have to be careful about as well. The amount of times that we've let some players go, and because they haven't won anything, they've gone off and they've won something. So it's kind of like validated their decision to leave. So we need to keep them and tell them you can have that amount of money, but you gotta make you gotta make us win.
Yeah, but Ralph,
otherwise, then we can look at your contract.
But you say that about players who want to leave Arsenal. We could probably name a plethora of players who left Arsenal, went on to win the Premier League or silverware, but nobody can see the future. Nobody can see the future. So if a player wants to leave, if we've had enough of the player, because like I was saying on the morning show, that we cannot have any room for sentiments.
No.
Who knows what's around the corner? Nobody knows what's around the corner. So, if when Marseille leaves, I'm hoping that we can probably win the Premier League whilst he's with us. But when he leaves and when Saka leaves, who knows what could happen? Wherever they go, they might end up being superstars. But nobody can predict the future, Ralph. No. But I want to say something very quickly, Ralph, because there's a question, not a question, but there's more of a statement in the live chat, and it's coming from Tiganosaurus. Good evening, he says, Ralph.
Hey, Tiganosaurus.
He said pay Uber the money.
Yeah, we did. We paid Uber the money, but then what did Uber do? Uber didn't turn up for a North London derby. He went to Real Madrid. Or was it Barcelona?
Barcelona.
He went to Barcelona. He went to Barcelona, and in the documentary, everyone's saying like, "Well, he's meant to turn up for training." But the thing is, and I always say this, not always say this, but it's something that I've understood more and more now, is that when you look at a player, when you look at the way that he leaves a club, the way that he kicks up a fuss, if he's done it like the first time, then you can pretty much forgive him because he probably feels that he's not being valued. But if he's got a history of doing those things and you still get him, then you're making a rod for your own back. He's had that kind of attitude from all the other teams that he played for. So it was annoying, but it wasn't. It was it was kind of typical. And look where he is now. I'm not sure. Is he still playing for Chelsea?
Well, I imagine they'll probably do something to show him the exit door. Let's put it that way.
Because that mad man there it brought everybody because we decided to go for people. But that's just showed that that's the other side of the scale. You can pay people what what you want them to, in order to try and get them in. But if they don't do what you want them to do, then you're lumbered. You're lumbered with a loss as well. So Uber went over there. He pretty much like damaged his relationship with us. Unfortunately, I'm still going to get more YouTube feeds when it comes to Arsenal winning FA Cups and stuff where he is featured. But that's part of the history, and but he's in a sense he's damaged his own reputation as well. But he's going to get paid because people would want to see him do a backflip after he scores a goal. So,
not here, not on California TV anyway.
No,
at least.
No.
So on to the third and final news segment before we go into the live chat. I just could not believe this, Ralph. Could not believe my eyes. Now, someone had sent me, unfortunately, we can't show the video of Anthony Taylor being jostled through the airport, fearing for the safety of his partner and his daughter. I don't know where to start on this one, Ralph. I could probably start on Jose Mourinho. I said this morning that Brian Robson was the manager at Barcelona, and who was his protege? It was Jose Mourinho. And if Brian Robson was alive now, he would be so ashamed to see how Jose Mourinho just gaslights the fans, disrespects the officials, disrespects the players, because Brian Robson was never like that. Such a humble man. And when he was the manager of England, how badly we treated him. Sorry, how the press treated him towards the end of his tenureship as an England manager. But this guy over here, Ralph, I didn't see the game. You said that you saw the game?
Yeah, I saw. I didn't see I came across it by chance because one of the channels was showing it. I was thinking, oh, okay. So I turned over, and it was like the last. It went into like the 90th minute, and I thought, well, okay, so it's 1-1. I think Roma equalised, and so 1-1, and it's like going to extra time. So I stuck with it from extra time right through to the penalties. And I said to Alex that from the 91st, 92nd minute to when the match ended before we went to penalties, it was stop, start, stop, start, stop, start. Players were going down, players were fouled, players were arguing. I think, you know, I wouldn't be surprised if spectators, went on the pitch as well somewhere between, because it was chaotic scenes. It was chaotic scenes at the end when Valencia won, but during the match it was ridiculous. And I think as a referee, I mean, we've had a fair arguments about our referees in this country. Let's put this on record, and we don't really. I'm not saying we don't respect them. We just think that if they can just take the heat out of a situation just by acting coolly and calmly. Hence the reason why VAR came in to try and help them with certain decisions. And even VAR gets it wrong as well. So it just goes to show that it's going to take a while for it to like settle down to the point where the teams can be respectful and the managers can be respectful as well. Don't forget, Arteta did this little bit of that when he was trying to get a sub to go on, and the referee was trying to hustle him on as well. So every team, every manager has their own kind of take on the referee. That being said, when it went to penalties, and then when Valencia won, the following day I had some come on Twitter feed about Jose Mourinho, and he was swearing at the referee, and I was thinking, what during the match? It was after. And I was thinking, well, why would you want to take on task after the match? His tactics didn't, from what I saw, that Roma was playing for a playing for penalties. I think Valencia got to a point where they're thinking, you know what, we're not going to break it down, so we play for penalties as well.
Ralph, Sevilla, not Valencia. Sevilla.
So, beg your pardon, Sevilla. Sevilla. Yeah. So both of them, both teams were not wanting to win, but both were not wanting to lose as well. So you have to look at the managers as well. Okay, but then, like I said, the penalties went through. Sevilla won. Jose Mourinho started that tirade against the referee, and to me, that the lines crossed when you're still arguing with the referee after the match. There should have been some kind of officials to say, look, Jose, the following morning, what we're going to do, we're going to talk about your conduct, and we're going to ban you, because that is not permissible. The match is done. You can be frustrated as everyone's walking off. Your team didn't win, but the door is closed and the line is drawn when everyone goes to the changing rooms. Everyone should be protected. And then to see Anthony Taylor with no real security, I have to say, at the airport. And people berating him, and he's there. He's not just there by himself. He's there with his wife and his daughter. And I'm a parent, And if anyone was to try and have a go at me, okay, but not with my family there. That's not okay. And those fans are disgusting as well. And chucking tables. I mean, what the heck is that all about?
Yeah, yeah. But anyway,
That's
right,
disgusting.
let me just cut in. So the update is that Jose Mourinho has been charged by UEFA for using insulting or abusive language against an official after Wednesday's Europa League final. The charge relates to an incident in a car park after the game when Mourinho directed a foul-mouthed rant at English referee Anthony Taylor. The Portuguese manager had been booked by Taylor in the Budapest, where Sevilla beat Roma on penalties after the 1-1 draw. Both clubs also faced several charges over their fans and players' conduct. Now, Sevilla and Roma have been charged with throwing of objects, lighting of fireworks, and improper conduct of their team. The Spanish side of Sevilla have an additional charge for invasion of the field of play.
Yeah.
With Roma, who were also charged with acts of damage and crowd disturbances. So UEFA's control, ethics and disciplinary body, a CEDB, will decide on the matter in due course. Now, I think Ralph's probably laid out the charge against Mourinho, but again, just kind of reading it back, I'm looking at the video, Ralph, and I'm thinking, where's the security? And actually, I thought it was outside the stadium. I didn't realize it was in the airport, Ralph.
It's the airport. Yeah.
Where's the security? Where's the police? Johnny come lately. Johnny come lately. After, running the gauntlet with, and I'm not sure whether he had a personal security or it was maybe his family members who had to lash out and try and protect him. But I'm thinking, where's the airport security? Where's the police? They came towards him once he walked through and ended up at the end of the terminal. Ridiculous, horrendous. And it all goes down to Jose Mourinho. And you can throw in Jurgen Klopp in there as well, because they have a way about them where they think it's okay to run the line, berating the fourth official, even more so the referee. And then what happens? You get the fans and supporters in the stadium up in a frenzy. So I hope, I think we spoke about this, Ralph. A fine is not going to do anything.
No, fine is nothing.
To one complete season, and then maybe they might learn something. And what happens, Ralph, is that the youngsters who play in the lower leagues, they see that kind of behavior, and what do you think is going to happen? They're going to copy that kind of behavior.
Alex, what's this about you refereeing?
Oh, Ralph. Oh, my goodness. I mean, it was the site manager who I didn't realize until that day. He told me, well, you know what, there is a match. I knew there was a match, but he said, no, I can't referee the match and manage the team. I said, oh, what, you manage the team? He said, yeah, but would you mind refereeing the game? I thought, well, yeah, I don't mind. I would have probably just gone home, probably watched the TV. But I thought, oh, no, I'll referee the game. So, yeah, changed into my tracksuits, and I called the captains together. I said, well, let's have a good game here. It's not a final, it's not a World Cup, but let's have a good game. And literally, less than 5 minutes, I'm not going to mention the other team's name because I don't want to put the channel in kind of problems. Less than 5 minutes, because I made a couple of decisions, they started to abuse me, and I had to call the player over. I said, look, any dissent, I will send you off. He said, what do you mean? I said, I will give you a red card. That's what I mean by dissent. And I thought, no, and even at the end of the game, they didn't want to shake my hand.
Wow.
They didn't want to shake my hand. Yeah, I thought, I'm never, ever.
What was the ages?
Say again?
What was the ages?
10. 10 years of age, Ralph.
10.
10.
What
10.
What am I hearing?
So I thought that nah. So it filters down. What you see at the top, and even semi-professional, right down to youngsters, it filters down. But yeah, I would ban them. Forget about fines. Ban them, Ralph. Ban them, and then they'll realize the error.
I don't know. I think
No?
it's, well, you can ban them, and it may hurt. Don't forget, England, when England was England teams used to play in Europe. Obviously, I'm talking about decades ago. We were banned from Europe because of what happened in Heysel and those matches on those areas as well. We was banned for, I think, for quite a few seasons, and it affected our kind of standard of play. So it can have a kind of good effect, but we have to get our own house in order first,
Yeah.
because there's other teams who's done the same thing. I remember in France when Liverpool played their Champions League, they had the special forces police against them, tear gassing everyone because of a minor infraction, and it got blown over. So, England fans don't have the best reputation overseas anyway, but in places like Spain and I suppose Italy, that kind of thing is just it's just there. You can ban them, but once the ban is over, they revert back to type. Unfortunately, what I was going to say was the different sports, because I know there's quite a few mates of mine, if they watch this, that I'm in this part of the world where it's all rugby. You can play football, but rugby is the lifeblood of this country, and the amount of respect that they have for referees
Yeah.
is totally. I'm trying to remember one referee who retired a couple of years ago, and he what's that Italian referee that we used to have? Was it Perolini? If I
Yeah.
got his name,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
you can't be arguing with Perolini. You know what I mean? But this Welsh referee here, when he does all the internationals, wonderful guy, very very like I say, is very charismatic. But in the matches, he will tell a player the reasons why of his decisions, and that's the other thing as well, is that the referees in rugby are mic'd up, so what the decision is, and they use TMO, so just to make sure about their decision, if a try was scored, or if there was a dangerous tackle or whatever, and you're talking about big guys there. You know what I mean? And yet, the referees, no matter what size they are, they command a lot of respect on the pitch. There may be maybe one or two incidents that the referee may have been bundled over or argued against, but the majority of the referees in this country and who referee rugby, there is a real kind of like core belief about whatever it says goes. You can discuss it, but you can't argue it. You know what I mean? Because you get penalised. If you argue, he penalised you by 5 or 10 yards. So the last thing you want
Yeah.
to do is
Yeah.
to give
Yeah.
the opposition more territory. You
Yeah.
know.
Yeah. Yeah.
So maybe those kind of like things are, football is funny. We say we want better technology. We get it. We argue about it. We say we want better referees. Sometimes there may be out of 10, you probably get maybe one or two good referees, and the other maybe mediocre or average. But I wouldn't want a referee. I remember actually, just one more thing before we go into the chat. I remember when my daughter was playing the tournament. It's not far from where I reside. So I went down with a mum and some other parents and the teachers, and they had like mini five-a-side pitches. And the teacher said, "Oh, Ralph, do you want to manage one half of the 11?" I said, "Yeah, I don't mind doing that." Alex, you know, her name's Mrs. Jones, the teacher. She sat down. She was enjoying the sun. I had my daughter and her friends on me saying, "Oh, Dad, can I play? Oh, Dad, I want to be. Oh, Mr. Lee, can I be in defence or can I be a striker?" And that was just when they were about 11, 12, if memory serves me. You know what I mean? And that's just me trying to get them to play. So refereeing, I applaud you, mate. I applaud the 10-year-olds. There's no way. There's no way I would have taken that on. I've gone home with my sandwich in my pocket, man, and gone.
Anyway, let's go into the live chat for the first time this evening. So Emerson says, "Good evening, guys. Colin.
Colin,
Slackers, show some love for Ralph and Alex. Gently touch the like button. Don't headbutt it.
yeah,
Yeah,
don't headbutt it.
yeah. Don't want to be doing that." English Conversation Club says, brother Lee. Oh, thank you for that. Hello,
Hello,
to
hello.
you. I think that's a newbie actually. Highbury's local badger. That's an
Oh,
interesting
okay.
name. Alex, Lukaku will score more goals than Jesus, but get him for a loan. Good shout, actually. Make Jesus a winger. Arteta is a complete fraud. He has no integrity. We should buy that 6-foot goal machine, Dusan or initial target. So in reverse order, I'm not interested in Dusan Vlahovic. He didn't want to come to Arsenal last season.
Yeah,
And let him stay out in a Juventus, the old lady. As for Arteta, it's a complete fraud. Based on what? On what? Why are you saying he's a fraud? Jesus a winger? Yeah, why not? Why not? But then what happens to Bukayo Saka and Martinelli, Ralph, if he plays on the wing?
no, I wouldn't have him playing on the wing. I have him
Where,
up front.
yeah, all right.
Yeah,
Lukaku. What about Lukaku on a loan, Ralph? Why not?
that's a good deal.
That is a good deal.
If he's happy with that, I mean, he's been loaned everywhere else, hasn't he? So obviously, why not?
Collins says, "Give the man money. Sign him. Sign the team." Tiger Taurus says, "Good evening. Good evening.
Tiganosaurus.
I hope you're keeping well. I know it's been a while. Give him money, but not more than Saka. Why not more than Saka? Surely everything should be aligned. No, I'm not. Well, why not more than Saka? Tired. There's a reason why not more than Saka, Ralph. Do you think?
Is it because Saka has scored more goals, but then has Gabriel defended as as much? I don't know. What's the motive?
Come in and let us know. Tired. Our best centre backs the club needs to pay up. To pay up Saliba is right. And it's one job was to provide the pen to Saliba, Saka Martinelli, and he fell short. Sack Alex now.
Wow. Bit harsh.
Listen, I've had lots of jobs, but to give someone a pen to sign a contract, that's not one of them.
No.
Ralph, we said pay. Oh, we've done that one already.
Yeah, we've done that.
Ralph, here's a question for you. How long would you wait in this transfer window before saying leave if he does not sign? Oh my goodness, Ralph. Because
Okay.
you don't want to be able to leave on a free, do you?
No.
So how long do you wait before you decide actually we've got to cash in on him?
The transfer window starts in a couple of weeks, doesn't it?
It does, yeah.
So we should be in his ear now, and if he doesn't sign, when does it end? When does the transfer window end? Is it like the first end of September, middle of September? No, August.
Let me just find out now. Let's have a look. So the summer transfer window. Let's have a look here if I can find the information. It starts on Wednesday, June the 14th, and closes on Friday, the 1st of September. So there's quite
quite
big window.
So we'll be into the season. So I will give it till August, say 20th.
Right. Okay.
August 20th. So we've got from June, all of July until early August, and if he hasn't signed by the 20th, then I'll pull him up.
Right. Okay. We forget that we have Ben White. If Saliba goes, not to say the same level, but is not a bad player. Yeah, because he predominantly plays. When he at Brighton, he played as a centre back, not as a right back. But But you're right in your summation that then, yeah, there's no comparison so far as the quality, is there? Saliba
No.
is head and shoulders above Ben White. And in regards to Jose Mourinho, banned for 1 year, I absolutely agree. Forget
Yeah.
about finding him because these managers, they've got more than enough in the coffers.
Yeah.
Ban them. Ban them. Hybrid, a local badger says we have the worst referees in the Premier League and no accountability. Jose Mourinho was right to react like that. This referee is horrendous. I completely disagree. Doesn't give him any right to berate a referee. I mean, the match is long since finished, and in a car park, you still find the manager, berating the referee. No, no. And actually, Anthony Taylor is one of our best. Can I say best of the bad bunch? Possibly, which is why he was given the task of managing the Europa League final. But it doesn't give anyone a right to do that. Gaslighting the fan base into doing what they did at the airport. To me, that was horrendous. So I
Well,
disagree with you. I disagree with you.
again, as agreeing with you, Alex, but let's put in context. So what you're saying is, whatever your job is, a person comes up to you, has insulted you. You try to help that person, and as far as they're concerned, no matter what you try to do, they don't want to know about it. So you walk away. You're about to finish your shift or your job, and you go to your car, and that person was waiting for you and still wants to argue the fact about the way that you served them.
Yeah,
That's that
I,
to me. That is what that is. You're in that job. You do what you can, and it's not easy. Regardless, I mean, like I said before, Arsenal has been on the end of some really tough refereeing decisions. Most teams have, but you don't get the managers going in after the referee. Hence the reason why the referee, when he comes off the pitch, is flanked by his linesman. And even if the manager was to go to the referee's room at the end of the match, I'm sure you still got two other officials in there, as well as any other official in security there as well. And then when you're about to take your team on the coach, the referees and officials got their own private vehicles and maybe security as well. But you still want to have a go at that referee for whatever the decision was, or whatever. It makes no sense. The fire's died out. You
yeah,
have to just bite the bullet and let it go.
yeah. Here's a question for you, Ralph from Tiger Source. Are you proud of our season? I'm so happy with the team performance over the year.
I am. I am proud. This may sound a bit. I don't mean to sound glib or cliche or anything. I'm proud of the way that the team reacted. I'm gutted that we didn't get Man City to the end of the season. I still feel that we kind of like had fallen, 3 or 4 games from the end. We could have done a lot more than we did. And they're experimenting against Notts Forest. I just couldn't make any sense out of that. There's still something in it for us, but by that time, I think the kind of like initial guts of the team had left after we lost to Brighton. And another thing I couldn't understand was, why would you, as a fan, want to look at what's happening with Man City? The fans have been fantastic this season, and you said yourself that you felt that the atmosphere is kind of somber
Yeah,
after,
yeah,
so that might have had a indirect effect to the players. And if the players were thinking, okay, so what's going to happen with Man City? If Man City wins, then we have. You shouldn't be thinking that kind of way anyway. You should be concentrating on your own performance and the team as a whole. Because you can't control what the opposition is going to do. You can't control what your rival's going to do. You have to focus on what you have to do. So I'm proud of the team, but there still seems to be some this cliche about, we take the positives. We've got a shed full of positives. We have to start being more hardened when it comes to grinding out certain matches. But yeah, I still relive the Reece Nelson goal, and not
I
just
knew
that,
you were going to say that. I knew you
not
was
not
going to say that.
not just the goal, but this video, the video of the reaction of the fans around the world. I still there's like an African, I think I'm not sure, Nigeria or somewhere in Africa. This guy was like interviewing someone. All of a sudden, when the goal goes in, he's shook. He's thinking, "What's going on?" And this one guy gets the microphone, is going, "Goal!" you know, and the guys on holiday when they slip off their flip flops and jump in the pool and saying we're going to win the league. To me, that's how football should be. So, pardon my French, Alex, but sod off Richard Keys and all you guys who think that we shouldn't be celebrating or we're over celebrating. What are you trying to do? You're trying to get rid of a natural reaction. You remember, Alex, when we was playing football as kids. When you score a goal, what do? You didn't just walk off and think, "Hang on, now we have to wait for VAR." You
I
love
did.
putting.
Wait,
It's-
wait.
oh, hang on. Is it? No, man. No, football's about when you put the ball in the back of the net, when you defend, when you score a penalty. It's joy. It's joy. There's unbridled. You know, you I don't know what other words I can say, but you see the fans when you score. You see the fans, and the fans. You have bragging rights. This season we had so much bragging rights against Liverpool. Man United, them down the road, Chelsea. Everybody else. We had bragging rights, and it's just to get so close. You know what I mean? But I'm proud of the team. I'm proud of the team,
Okay.
but there's more to come.
Right. Good afternoon, DWTT says hi, and hi to you. Sevilla are a great team. This must be their 5th or 6th trophy in Europe. I believe so. Hybrid
Yeah.
saying hi to DWTT. Let's have a look here. That must be the fastest UEFA has made a decision about anything. Yeah.
Yeah.
Am I surprised? Well, it should be swift action, isn't it? The moment you
Yeah.
start that behavior, we're not waiting like a week or a month or a while for an inquiry. Roll out the sanctions. Get it done. You know what I mean?
Mm.
I am tired of. I'm tired of Gunnosaurus. Oh right, okay, yeah, I think I know what you're talking about. Local badger, spot on. English refs are very poor. Not sure why English refs are in any final on the world stage. Well, I've said my part on that. Here's a question. Would you have AI running VAR? Yeah, because who could you blame? You can't blame any human, innit? Would you have artificial intelligence, Ralph, running
Yeah,
VAR?
that's the way the world's going at the moment, isn't it? I've
Yeah.
got a feeling. I've got a feeling that every when you every player has like a device to show where they've run, how much they've where they've like say hotspot seeker in it or something.
Yeah.
Okay, so could you imagine this now? So we don't have a referee. We've got AI, a virtual referee, and VAR. And if you're deemed to be cheating, you get a shock. you get a shock. If you're cheating or if you're pulling on a shirt, you get a electric shock, and you're there for about 3 seconds. You know what I mean?
But some
This
people might like
AI
that, Ralph.
thing. Sorry.
Some people might like that.
Some people might like that.
Would you replace Arteta with Emma Hayes? Yeah.
Now, I mentioned about this Emma Hayes. No, but she's there's something. She made to me a rather unsavoury remark about Arsenal. Um, yeah, I know. I mean, she's good at what she does. She's in the England camp now, isn't she? Under the England manager as a number two, but nah, there's something that doesn't sit right with me.
Okay.
Excuse me.
How many players will you buy and sell in the summer? I think, well, a ballpark figure for me, I wouldn't be selling. I wouldn't be selling more than maybe 3 players. Nuno Tavares, Nicolas Pepe. I think Maitland-Niles doesn't have a future at Arsenal, so maybe 3. I wouldn't be looking to sell Albert Samuel Lokonga. Um, Balogun, I think, probably has a still position to play in the first team. I know there's question marks about Eddie Nketiah. Some people just don't rate him still, but I'm not looking at even more than 3 to sell. We need the numbers. We need the numbers. For
Yeah, we
you?
need squad depth.
Yeah. Would you sell Tomiyasu as he's so injured prone? Yes, I would. I would. Is there going to be a question about Emma Smith Rowe? I would have to probably say, yeah, another player that's injury prone. You can't have one rule for one and another rule for another. So if I'm saying Tomiyasu, and I think I did do a segment last year about certain players who have an extensive injury record, and he probably has one of the longest. So Smith Rowe, yeah, I had to sell him as well, I think.
What about Tierney?
Yeah, I said it this morning.
Yeah.
Tierney would have to go as well. I said it this morning. No room for sentiments, Ralph.
No, we've done that. We've done that too many seasons.
Yeah. If we now keep the likes of a Holding, unless we can't sell him, would this show a lack of ambition? No, because we just said we need squad depth. And I don't think he's done anything wrong. He's nowhere near the level of a William Saliba or a Gabriel Magalhães. But if you look at Kiwior, yeah, remember Kiwior? Jacob Kiwior, when I can't remember which game it was, the guy was trying to fix his boot on when the ball came back in, and
no, he got stod on, didn't he? He got trotted on.
Yeah, but forget about the boot route.
Yeah, I know that. I know that. I would rather push the defender off me than to go down on my foot.
Yeah, guys, just 1 second. I just need to put my boot back on. Hold up, Ray. Just give me 1 second. No, forget about that.
Yeah, exactly.
We played that in Hackney Marshes, Ralph.
Yeah.
Forget about the boot. The show must go on. It's got to go on.
Well, quite often, if you remember, quite often you get a player still carrying the boot, still chasing after the ball. That's how determined we were, man.
Alex, you've got too many other side of you in the background. Which one do you trust? Neither one of them. Neither one of them. Neither one. You probably can't see. It's gone. I want them gone. I want them out. See, gone, out. Did we go a season without being beaten by another London club?
I think we did, because Brentford, we drew with Brentford and beat them. Chelsea, we beat home and away.
Fulham, yeah.
Fulham.
Yeah, I think we did.
Them down the road.
Yeah. Good stats. Good stats.
Good stat.
Sevilla has won the UEFA Cup 7 times more than ever any other club in Europe. And I have a theory of those that complain on referee decisions. I'll keep it nice. They are not winners. That's so polite, Colin. Do you know what? We've come to an end on this one. It's not an easy talk. It says it right there.
It's not an easy talk.
Friday catch up. We're just catching up, my brother and myself. Ralph, any final words you want to say before we wrap up this one?
Just last night, I sent off quite a few questions with the Thursday Night Football Club as well. Ange has done some really fantastic work with the segment, and Ricky and CM War Games and Emerson as well. I think there's another guy called Ray. I haven't made that up. But yeah, Thursday night, man, that was, it was really good to join them. Not join them as we joined, but just to put some comments in. So this channel is just growing bigger and better and stronger. So long may it continue.
Nice one. And so with that, I will not be back tomorrow. I'm giving myself a break.
Same
Yeah,
here.
maybe I might feel like I've had like a break, even though next week I'm back at work. Yeah, half term over, man. Over. God, my goodness. Anyhow,
We have to start talking about your contract.
Keep it to ourselves, man. Ralph, thanks for coming on.
No worries, bro.
Yeah,
No worries.
I did say actually, your segment, the watch-alongs has been really, really good. In a few weeks' time, we're going to be doing our award ceremony, where you have an option to vote for your favorite segment. And I think it's maybe 4 segments running now on Canon 4 TV. You've got the watch along, you've got Thursday night, a football show with Ange. They've also got the Big Sunday show, which no longer features on the channel. And we've also got Glenn Wynn's Monday midday show as well. So there's 4 segments that you guys can vote for. And the winner will get a trophy or trophies in respect to the Thursday night football show. But that's it, people. We are done. Have a wonderful evening, or I don't know, maybe it could be the morning. You're probably on that side of the planet. What's that? Is that North, Central, South Asia? Or maybe stateside, North, Central, South America. But if you're stuck in the middle with Ralph and myself, God help you. This has been Cannon Fodder, the channel for Arsenal fans all over this world.